wanna say this with the weight it deserves, not casually, not as a flourish at the end of something. This is the kind of promise that asks you to mean it, past every version of yourself that's still becoming. I've thought about what last breath actually means, the full and unromantic weight of the finite, not as something distant or abstract or theoretical, as the real and certain boundary of a life. And knowing that sitting with the actual, I still arrive at the same place every time, that the love I have for you belongs to every breath I'm given, not just the early ones, not just the prime. This isn't said in the invincibility of youth, in the belief that last breath is too far away to count. It's said with the full awareness of what living costs, and the certainty that you are worth that full amount. Until my last breath, not as poetry, not as the most dramatic thing to say, as the most accurate measure of how long I mean this, as the only unit large enough to hold what I want to convey. Until my last breath, through every year the years decide to bring, through the faces will become the losses we'll absorb, through the weight of everything that everything can sting. This love, this particular love, goes the distance. Until my last breath, every single one between now and then. I think about what I want the last years to look like, not morbidly, just honestly, the way adults should think. What I want beside me when the world gets smaller, whose hand I want when I'm closer to the brink. Yours without deliberation, yours, not because there's no one else, because there's only you. Not the default, not the comfortable, the chosen, the one I choose again from any point I've been through. When I wanna have spent whatever time I'm given, loving you the way that you deserve to be. Not perfectly, I've never managed perfect, but fully, and with everything that's in me, honestly. This isn't said in the invincibility of youth, in the belief that last breath is too far away to count. It's said with the full awareness of what living costs, and the certainty that you are worth that full amount. Until my last breath, not as poetry, not as the most dramatic thing to say, as the most accurate measure of how long I mean this, as the only unit large enough to hold what I want to convey. Until my last breath, through every year the years decide to bring, through the faces will become the losses we'll absorb, through the weight of everything that everything can stain. This love, this particular love, goes the distance. Until my last breath, every single one between now and then. I don't say this to be heavy, I say it because lightness doesn't do it justice, because some things deserve the full gravity of what they are, and this is one of those things, and I won't adjust this. Love said carefully is worth more than love said grandly, and I've been careful with these words before releasing them. Not last breath as a figure of the moment, last breath as the literal considered meaning it. Every breath I have is already yours, in some way already shaped by the fact of you existing, and the last one will be too, whenever it arrives. Still yours, still this, still what it has always been. Until my last breath, not as poetry, not as the most dramatic thing to say, as the most accurate measure of how long I mean this, as the only unit large enough to hold what I want to convey. Until my last breath, through every year the years decide to bring, through the faces will become the losses we'll absorb, through the weight of everything that everything can stain. This love, this particular love, goes the distance. Until my last breath, every single one between now and then. Not the grand version, not the performed version, the true version, said quietly with full knowledge of what it means, and meaning it completely until my last breath. Everyone, I'm not gonna pretend the storms don't come. I've lived enough to know that's not how any of this goes. The seasons that will ask more than we're ready for, the ones that arrive without warning, without notice, without those. What I can tell you, and mean it past the easy, is that the arriving of the storm won't change where I am. Not beside you when it's comfortable and mild, beside you in the weather, that's the plan. Not a promise made before I understood the cost. I've seen enough of difficult to know what difficult means, and I'm making it with that full knowledge, with both eyes open, because you are worth every one of those scenes. Devotion isn't what you feel when everything is fine. Anyone can show up for the easy and the bright. Devotion is the thing that doesn't move when moving would be simpler, the thing that stays and means it through the night, through every storm. Not the metaphorical, the actual ones that come, the ones that test what you said you were in the quiet, the ones that ask you who you are when things go wrong. And through every storm, I will be the constant that the weather can undo. Not unaffected, I'll feel every bit of what it cost, but present and beside you, and still choosing you. Not after, not when it passes through it, in the middle, at the hardest, through every storm. I think about the people who stay only in the sunshine, who love well when loving well is easy and uncomplicated. And I understand that, I won't pretend it isn't human, but that's not the kind of staying I'm prepared to give stated. Because you deserve the one who doesn't calculate the weather, who doesn't check the forecast before deciding to commit, who shows up at the door when the sky is doing its worst and says, I'm here, let's figure out what we can do with it. That's the devotion I know how to give. Not flawless, not without the struggle and the strain, but present through the whole of it, the sunshine and the dark, and just as much committed in the wind and in the rain. Devotion isn't what you feel when everything is fine. Anyone can show up for the easy and the bright. Devotion is the thing that doesn't move when moving would be simpler, the thing that stays and means it through the night, through every storm. Not the metaphorical, the actual ones that come, the ones that test what you said you were in the quiet, the ones that ask you who you are when things go wrong. And through every storm, I will be the constant that the weather can undo. Not unaffected, I'll feel every bit of what it costs, but present and beside you, and still choosing you. Not after, not when it passes through it, in the middle, at the hardest, through every storm. There's a difference between saying I'll be there and actually being there when they cause something real. And I don't wanna be the person who says it without meaning, who offers words when what's required is how you act and feel. So let this be the version that is weighed behind it, set not in the warmth of an uncomplicated day, said with the understanding that the storms are actual, that some of them will make this hard to say. And I'm saying it anyway, not because it's easy, because you are worth the difficulty of keeping every word of this, when keeping it costs more